All right, good evening, everyone. This is the Ayer Conservation Commission meeting. It is Thursday, June 24th, 2021. This meeting / hearing of the Ayer Conservation Commission will be held in person at the location provided on this notice. Members of the public are welcome to attend this in-person meeting. Please note that while an option for remote attendance and/or participation is being provided as a courtesy to the public, the meeting / hearing will not be suspended or terminated if technological problems interrupt the virtual broadcast unless otherwise required by law. Members of the public with particular interest in a specific item on this agenda should make plans for in-person versus virtual attendance accordingly. Zoom information for this meeting can be obtained by contacting Joanne Christoph, Conservation Administrator, at concom@ayer.ma.us or at 978-772-8220, extension 143, or contacting Cindy Knox, IT Director, at cknox@ayer.ma.us or at 978-772-8220, extension 150. This meeting will be recorded and aired on Channel 8 and airpublicaccess.org the following day. Okay. In attendance, we have Jen Amaya as member, we have George Bacon as member, Jess Gugino as member clerk, we have Mark Phillips, Vice Chair, myself, John Schmallenberger as Chair, and our Conservation Administrator, Joanne Christoph. Welcome.
Here we are.
Here we are. Man, it's been a long time. Do we have a confirmation of agenda?
Oh, the agenda. We never did hear from 217 West Main Street with their request for COC. It was supposed to arrive in the office by noon on Tuesday. So we know they're not going to be here for that.
Okay.
And I would recommend that we move the two discussion items, the West Main Street culvert proposal and the beaver management plan, up the agenda to immediately after the notice of intent for 43A Groton Harvard Road.
Okay, after the NOI, we're going to have West Main Street,
Yeah.
and then beaver management.
Yeah.
Sure.
It looks like we have an extra item.
Yes, and thank you, we do. We do have an extra item. Something is on here twice. The Air Solar 2B conservation restriction draft is on here twice. So we should probably only talk about it once.
Okay.
But, you know, other than the agenda's a mess, the agenda's fine.
Okay. Is there a motion to approve the agenda as amended?
So moved.
Second.
It's moved by, do I still need to do this? Do I still need to say?
We don't
Are we
have to
know, right?
roll call
We don't have to roll call.
unless we have an applicant who for some reason is with us on Zoom.
On Zoom.
Or in the unlikely event that one of us is on Zoom, then there's still a lot of bugs in this plan. So, but for tonight, we don't have to roll call.
So what you could do is moved by so-and-so, seconded by so-and-so, and then the roll call, just vote.
All right.
Cover it.
It's moved by George Bacon, seconded by Mark Phillips. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Passes unanimously. General business, do we have approval of the meeting minutes of June 10th, 2021? nicely written, Jess, as usual.
They're very nice minutes.
Any changes, anyone? Nope. Motion to approve the meeting minutes of June 10th, 2021, as written.
So moved.
Second.
It was moved by George Bacon, seconded by Mark Phillips. All in favor of the minutes? All in favor?
Aye.
Man, I'm out of practice too, huh? Opposed? That passed unanimously. Payables report.
No payables this time.
All right, very good. Our first item this evening is a discussion of the waterway sign project work plan. Everybody got the map that Faith Salter drew up with a number of locations. People have their favorites. You sent in yours?
Yeah, I did send, well, I think if you guys happen to check town email, yeah, they're there.
I'm good with yours. Or anybody's.
Or anybody's. The ones that I don't know about at all are on Long Pond, because I don't know that area at all. I don't know which would be better.
Yeah. I like the one by the dock.
Yes.
It's the only spot I've ever been to, but it just seems like probably the place that people would most gravitate to. So that's why I thought that would be the best spot.
Yep.
I know there's something up by a beaver thing, which I've not been to. I have no idea what that actually is.
Right.
Yeah, my idea on the sign locations is that the signs are gonna be big.
Yep, okay.
That they're visible for somebody traveling in a car, as well as somebody on foot who might stop to do the QR code.
Right.
So,
Where they see it from a distance and say, oh, what's that?
what is that?
Yeah.
So I think the Long Pond at the dock is the place that meets both of those.
Yeah.
Yep.
The Sandy Pond, Flanagan Pond Causeway, would that reflect both
Well,
ponds or?
so here, wait, we have. How do I even do this? Okay, so this is the new sign on the conservation office door. It's a Blandings turtle.
That's what they look like.
Yeah, bright yellow on
Actually, for asking people tonight, we should have used a snapper.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. What did I do? Here it is, okay. So, the causeway, I don't think the causeway is a great place because it's really narrow. You have to really pay attention to your driving. There are often people fishing or going fishing. I don't think that's a good spot.
For driving, but there's a ton of pedestrian traffic.
That's why I liked it.
Yeah, I thought the same thing, be it the fishermen or even just the people jogging and running through there. I'm assuming you guys live there, so is there a lot of people there or what?
From 5 o'clock in the morning until
Yeah,
I'm in bed.
yeah.
Right, but if we put the sign maybe closer to the Sandy Pond Beach parking, or even where you see Sandy Pond from Sandy Pond Road.
You
I
don't
just
get
think-
many pedestrians over there, though.
I'd be okay with the parking, like
Yeah.
at the end of the parking, like closest to the causeway, but just somewhere in that general vicinity.
Yeah.
Is really, because I know we had talked about not doing it like right at the corner of Sandy Pond
Right.
and Snakehead.
Yep.
Because there's already the Sandy Pond building right there or whatever.
Yeah.
But yeah, something, like you said, at the end of the parking, that would be fine.
Something like that. And then Flanagan's, I was thinking over by the pump station, because there's sidewalk there,
Right.
and it's, you can, the road is wide, you can safely drive and catch something out of the corner of your eye.
And again, there's a ton of traffic.
So, let's see,
That's
here's
H.
Sandy, it would be like here-ish, maybe?
Actually, I think it's a little, like more in there.
Yeah.
Isn't it that, where that,
Right there.
where it
Right
gets
there.
narrow, that's where the
There,
pump
yeah.
station sits on that narrow piece right there? Yeah, I think right there.
Yeah.
But be it there or H where the people go fishing, I think there's still a sidewalk there, but like I said, it is a little bit, you're coming up to the intersection and stuff, and it's a little bit more hazardous.
Yeah,
So, yeah, the pump station area along the sidewalk there, that'd be good too.
yeah, I think that would be a good place. So I think Faith has, so Bulge Pond might be behind this sign. And I was thinking that somewhere near the Bulge Pond Dam,
Yep.
because you can see into Bulge Pond and,
Yeah.
and again, there's sidewalk there and the road is straight and you could look at a sign and not,
Have they come through the
Is that
pavement
right
there
off the
now?
rotary?
Is that, will it go up to the
Possibly.
Bulge Pond
Yeah,
Dam?
Because that was the only one I actually felt
it's
strongly about. is
Just
that
up before,
the
it doesn't come up to
This
the
is
dam.
what this
It's a little,
is.
oh,
Okay.
So
a
they-
little
There
more
you
this
go.
way.
Perfect.
But there is still sidewalk there, right, John?
yeah.
Okay. Yeah,
Yep.
that's kind of what I was trying to focus on, is where there was sidewalk.
Mhm.
The one that I really want, but unfortunately I don't really think has a sidewalk, is up by the temple, right, by the National River
National
there.
River, I know. Well, we're gonna have to put one there anyway.
Yeah,
Um,
somehow we get a,
and you know, the thing I realized was that McPherson Road parallels the National River too. And I betcha a lot of people have no idea that that's the National River. And so we might need two National River signs.
Yeah, that low point, almost that low point.
Yeah, yep.
I'd be
and-
okay putting it there versus by the temple. Because the temple, it's gonna be very busy there.
Yeah, but if you're going by on 2A heading towards Shirley and you see a sign
I think there is one when you're coming into Ayer, there's one on the other side of the road.
on Shirley.
Just, you know, the basic green National River kind of sign,
Yeah.
but something where people can stop. A little, you know, like I said, a little concerned about that. A little too much traffic could be a safety issue. And then with plowing, I don't know how rugged this will be. Will it hold up?
They're pretty rugged. Dan, do you know what's involved in getting the state to let us put a sign in their right of way?
Yeah, that's the next piece.
Good question. I haven't had to do that before. Yeah. But I could connect you with people at MassDOT. to
Okay.
find out. Yeah.
All right, so
That might force us to McPherson.
it might.
We'll have to think about that.
All right, so Grove Pond, Grove Pond is tough. You can't really see it from
The walking trail?
the road.
No.
I was thinking along the walking path in the park.
Yeah.
That they just put in like last year. That's
Yeah.
right. Yeah.
That's probably where it belongs, or maybe over by that's probably actually where it does belong.
Yeah, I mean, the community garden doesn't see Grove Pond, but if you go down from there.
Right.
Then there's that pedestrian bridge, and people do walk along that side of it, but.
Yeah, and we're actually looking to do some improvements down there for stormwater. We're
Yeah.
starting to look, if you notice down at the end of Marshall on the other side of that walking bridge, they kind of just erodes out. So we're looking at doing some stormwater improvements and then kind of doing a conceptual what we could do for a, walking path, connect the garden to the neighborhood over there. So make it a little prettier, but
Yeah.
Sounds good.
Joanne, is the one on letter F, the Pond View Trail, is that up by the road? Would that be up by, would that be down by where your home is?
I'm not really sure exactly what she meant by that.
Because it seems like you can't really see it from the road.
No, but I thought that was much further up as it gets closer to Autumn Ridge. That's where I think that is.
Mm.
Is it-
No.
No, that's not that hot, that's not that far up, Jess.
So
What
she
about
had
5 years like John?
Thanks.
So F is way up here on Pine Meadow
Yeah,
Pond.
I'm trying to.
Yeah, so that's behind the dump-ish,
Yeah,
I think is.
I think it's
Well,
even
that's
further
where-
right though, isn't it?
Yeah.
Because isn't G basically at the Boy Scout bridge? Or no?
No, G is, F is closer, at
G's
the
that
other
fishing
end is
spot.
yeah, G is
Between
Oak Ridge
Flanagan's
Drive.
Upper and lower Flanagan.
Oak Ridge Drive and Groton Hunt
Yeah.
Road.
Oh, okay,
So
okay.
the Boy Scout Bridge is up above the F.
Yep.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right, well then that's not as far north as I thought. Okay.
So actually the Boy Scout Bridge at that area then would be a good spot for.
Because you got
from
the
that
other,
area, you have hikers going through and you do see the beginning of the pond there.
and you got the placard there, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think we could put a different sign in there rather than a 12 by 24 gigantic aluminum road sign.
Yeah, but it is a real pretty spot.
It is a really
And the
pretty
view
spot,
there is-
and we can.
Well, what about then right at the trailhead? Is that's not identified here, is it?
I'd rather put a sign at the Nonacoshes Brook at the West Main Street Bridge.
And not put anything for Pine Meadow?
Maybe if we did Pine Meadow, maybe we did it at Oak Ridge Drive?
Yeah, that would say the G.
Yeah.
Oak Ridge Drive,
Right by Lonnie's
at the
house.
trailhead,
Um,
basically?
No,
Is that what
No,
you
at the
mean?
fishing
At the-
spot.
the little bridge.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
By the dam.
Where you have that
Yep.
water coming through.
No,
From the
I'm okay
bottom.
with Nonacoshes Bridge also, because
Mhm.
again, like I said, that's part of the West Main Street stuff, and then, yeah,
There's a
so that would be
there's-
great.
If there's not a sidewalk on the bridge now, but there's gonna be a sidewalk.
There is a plan for when that project
Yeah.
goes.
Yep.
And so many people don't know the name of that brook.
Right?
Yeah.
We have, say, pronunciation guide as well.
I was just gonna say, so when you do the QR code, you can
Yes.
ask it to pronounce it.
Yes. Then the other one I was thinking, remember all the discussions we had about Willow Branch and Willow Brook down by Calvin's? That's not an insignificant little stream.
Where is that?
The storage facility, 217 West Main Street.
Oh, okay.
You know, the Burbank gate,
Yeah, just before McPherson Road.
Mhm.
And then James Brook on Groton School Road.
Yeah, again, not insignificant.
Yep.
Yeah.
That one I just wasn't as interested because it's, I guess, so much further out of town. I was trying to keep it closer to
Mhm.
to the town.
Yep.
So that's why I didn't put that on my hit list.
Any favorites, George? On G?
I'm wondering about L.
Wondering about what?
L.
L.
Yeah.
What is
I did
L?
not select
That's
that.
Overlook.
right by the rotary.
Oh, so that's,
You actually do see the beginnings of Brook Pond there.
is that the beginning? That's the brook that runs behind McDonald's
Yeah.
that ends up in that big wetland.
There's that liquor store on the other,
Yeah.
Mhm.
and they have a little picnic area going down to the.
I don't know that has a name.
I don't know. You really can't see much of it,
Right.
so I don't know if it's worth calling out.
Yeah.
Scratch it.
Yeah.
1 minute.
All right, well, this sounds like I can take all this and make a list of 10. And,
I got mine all worked up.
oh, very good, thank you. And I have my, sorry. You said you emailed yours?
I did.
So that was one part of this. Mark made a nice project management Gantt chart sort of.
I started. It still needs a lot of work, but it's, I
got it
Yes,
started.
yes, and so you started, I edited, this
Okay.
is the edited version of it. I did talk to the artist today who's gonna make the map,
Thanks.
Yep.
and she's very excited to come up and make a field trip around to, once we get our 10 sites sorted out. And on the list for the coming week is calling Kim Becker, the graphic artist, to get her working on the actual sign design.
So it's not the same as the artist who's gonna do it.
Right. And I was talking to both Faith and Beth Sudmeyer last week. Come to find out that the Stewardship Council wants to use our final sign design as a template for other towns who may want to do this same kind of project.
Look at that.
Yeah, that was very nice to hear about.
Yeah.
Our time.
Okay, good. Well, I think Mark and I can keep working on this work plan and start picking away at the tasks, and we'll get there.
Okay. Right. And I see the second one, so again, once we decide on the sites, you guys think you can just hit the
We're
sites?
gonna have to.
Yeah, confirm like what we can put in, you know, where,
Yep.
what makes sense to you with regards to plowing and all.
Mhm.
And then, make sure we call Dixie.
Yeah, and
Or
so
well,
the,
actually, the sign company would call Dixie. If they're
I
gonna
would
do if they're doing the install, they would be the
Yeah.
callers, so.
yeah. Yeah, and we got money to have the sign company just make the signs and come put them in. Yeah.
I identified DPW to do that.
You should have
Now we
seen
know.
how much DPW there was on this.
Well, thank you, a little bit.
Thanks, Mark. Alrighty. Anything else before we move on?
How much did you get for the next discussion?
A minute?
10 minutes.
Oh, goodness. Okay. Our next discussion is managing conservation office workload update. We had a meeting with Robert Hopriand and Carly Antonellis and Joanne and Jess and myself. Oh, 2.5 weeks ago.
Was it June 4th or something like that?
I don't remember those dates. And it was a good start. And we're gonna have a meeting tomorrow and to carry on,
June 3rd.
3rd. Is there anything you wanted to say about?
No, just that we're continuing to work on it. We do have the luxury of having Marilyn working in the office now, helping to, on Project Dig to Daylight. And, you know, it makes me feel much better knowing how much work needs to go in to moving whole file drawers around before we can even start filing. This is why I stopped, because it was just, you know, it was gonna take an entire day. And that's just time we don't have. So,
Marilyn enjoys doing it and she takes it as a personal challenge.
yes.
To get it done.
Well, hopefully she's not met her match.
No.
Okay,
Not even close.
good.
How about you, Jesse? Have any
Yeah.
comments you'd like to make?
But just, I did the agenda for our meeting tomorrow, and remember at our last meeting, Robert had said, well, you know, we can't do everything we want to do. We have to look at priorities. And then I went through what our overload is, and it's like almost everything is stuff we have to do regardless. Either because of the Wetland Protection Act or like the pond weed treatment we have to do, and various other things. And there were a few things that we do need to put time into, but we haven't had time. because we have no time. And I think Robert agreed with those priorities. Those would be open space acquisition, trying to gain public access to Flanagan Pond Boardwalk.
Yep.
And,
What was the third one?
the fertilizer
Fertilizer.
pesticide.
Yes.
bylaw. And then we get to the things that would be great on a wish list, like reviving a Greenway committee to do trail stewardship and things. There are only like 3 things on that little list. Most everything else is stuff we really
Have to do.
have to do, yeah.
Yeah,
So-
it's a very short list of aspirational type stuff.
Very short on that.
It's, as you said, it's a lot of non-discretionary things that we have no choice on.
Yeah. And I just remembered a big headache one that wasn't on the list,
Oh.
but
Go ahead.
the,
Or not.
coming up is we're gonna have to do the, figure out how to do the chapter 91 dock license renewals. Which, remember we started on this before, this is for Sandy Pond and Long Pond.
Yeah, that's us. I thought that was like the state.
We're gonna get all the questions, because, when Bill was still here, he and I went to one of the MACC things on that, and the guy who's head of the program is like, oh, you guys shouldn't have any docks on Sandy Pond, and it's like, that's not what you said 10 years ago.
Nice.
But when Joanne first started, we were trying to get a handle on that too, and the state's not very clear on that one at all. So if we're confused, the state seems to be confused. You can imagine what residents are gonna do. And they came through us last time, that's gonna come through us.
Are those licenses all coming due at the same time?
Yeah.
Here is the other thing, is you would think that the 15-year license was triggered by when it was issued by the state. No, they said something else, it was triggered by some other mechanism.
Triggered by when they built it instead, maybe.
Not even that, I mean, it was triggered by something related to this, it didn't make sense.
100-year flood.
Hmm?
100-year flood.
It might have been, so, I mean, that's another
Totally
thing,
random.
is just trying to figure out, when do these licenses start coming up? It will be in the next couple of years, but,
Yeah, we're gonna need a whole separate division of the conservation office just to
Yeah.
handle that.
yeah.
Well, let's figure out when those are coming due, because I think I'm getting off the commission at that point.
I might be moving out of town.
Yes.
Do we need a rubber stamp that just says, yeah, go ahead, yeah, go ahead.
Anything else under managing conservation office workload update? Nope, all good. We'll have more to report after tomorrow.
Yep.
Our next item this evening is a public meeting continued, request for determination, 34 Wright Road, Patricia Timmons. I wasn't at the site walk. Is Patricia gonna be with us, or is she?
I was just looking to see if she maybe,
No, we told her she didn't have to.
Yeah, I think we told her she didn't have to show.
right.
Good sidewalk.
Yeah, y'all did the site walk and.
Yeah. I didn't go, so.
I-
Yeah, no, we told her she'd have to come to this meeting.
No, I know. Was it a good sidewalk?
Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't catch that.
You know, I
That
mumbled.
was good.
It's fine.
Except for
No, I'm
the
deaf, so.
company.
You're
I
Except for the
apologize.
company.
I apologize. I was there to soften the,
Yeah.
to hold up the sign.
Hold office.
Guys, we're gonna do that. Okay.
Yeah, so it seems, what she wants to do seems okay.
Yep, and on the DOA, I put it in terms of refreshing an area with crushed stone that had already had crushed stone on it previously.
Not gonna enlarge anything, not gonna, no,
Yeah.
just. Anybody have an issue with it? Any other discussion? Motion to issue a negative determination on the RDA at 34 Wright Road.
So moved.
Second.
It's moved by George Bacon, seconded by Mark Phillips. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Passes unanimously.
And
And?
you get to sign on your own behalf.
I don't know.
I don't want it.
Well, that's, you know, up to you.
Practicing our autographs.
Right. Make sure your pen works.
I brought a fresh one.
Ooh, blue too, that's the way to
But I have others.
They have other
go. What
colors?
is that?
Hmm?
Other colors?
Well, I have black one and another, I have two black ones. But different surfaces.
You're supposed to sign in blue so everyone knows it's an original. Can you scan it? Yeah.
Yeah.
Here's an office expert.
We just refied our mortgage and that was the rule.
Oh, yeah.
You guys?
That was quick.
We just refied our mortgage, so it was very short signature.
Decided to modify.
My name is Mary.
Your name is Long?
My maiden name is
Oh,
longer.
what was it?
Thompson. So Jennifer Thompson. It's no. You're John. Come on.
John Schmallenberg.
Yeah, but you just do an S.
Um, All right, moving right along. Our next item this evening is a public hearing, notice of intent at 43A Groton Harvard Road, Ayer DPW, stormwater outfall improvement on property owned by Edward Roulette, is that correct? Roulette?
Yeah.
DEP file number 100-0459.
All right.
How are you, Dan?
Hey, how are you guys?
All right, good to see you in person.
Yeah, you too.
No, nobody's in their cellars anymore.
Yeah, this is
Yeah.
weird. I had to drive in, it's been 15 minutes.
Yeah.
Joanne did get some graphics here for me. I don't know if you guys can see them on either screen. So this project, if you looked at your plans, we have an easement on 43A Groton Harvard Road, and there's an existing stormwater pipe. You can see right here on the screen. And you can see the pipe right now.
Here.
It's hard to, okay, thank you. So here's the pipe right now. There's two catch basins in the street, and that's all that this line services. And this is Groton Harvard Road here, 43A. The pipe comes down at the beginning. It's not within our easement, we believe. And down in the middle here it is, and then it kind of comes off of it here onto 45 Groton Harvard Road. So what we want to do, and also right now I'll show you some images, but it's really scouring and eroding out down in this area. And I know that the resident of 45 has had issues. There's some like holes and undermining in the area. And I think that's why these flags have come all the way up here now, where the wetland flags are, these triangles. So anyway, we're going to do an outfall improvement, and rather than just, adding some kind of riprap or something at the end, we have a good opportunity here to do stormwater treatment. So I don't know if I can I go back, or
Well,
is
so-
there a proposed?
So as it
proposed
turns
plan?
out, we have two slides that look exactly like this, and then we're missing photos 1 and 2,
Oh, okay.
because I made 2 slides like this.
Yeah,
But they
that's
should
okay.
be in your bound.
Back. Okay. Well, there's this, I'm kind of going out of order here, but the site locus, this is located just south of Oak Ridge Drive. It's 2 houses south, 43A. And so this is our existing conditions, which we kind of just went over.
Is it the house that was just built like a year or so ago?
No, it's not. No.
Yeah.
So these are a little difficult to tell. Here's this iron rod. Here's actually the property line between the 2 properties. You can kind of see the pipe right here. It's really hard in the screen, but that's where it's actually, you can see the top of the pipe for about 10 feet, and then it daylights right here. I'll see if we have the better picture. That's my My wife would be embarrassed. She's a graphic designer. She wouldn't like that. But this is the idea of what we want to do. Basically, we'll relay. I'll show you the proposed conditions in a minute. But we'll basically relay a portion of the pipe, keep it within our easement, and then daylight it with a flared end, a little bit of stone. It'll probably be river stone, not just riprap. And then have a small depression for a rain garden in this area. So then we end up treating stormwater before it gets into Flanagan Pond. Try to limit that phosphorus loading. I mean, it's a small drainage area going to it, but every little bit helps. So I've spoken to both property owners who are happy about the project. And oops, do I have the? I don't know the proposed conditions, but if you go to on your plans, you'll see C2.0 is the proposed condition. So you can see we'll basically tie in to the existing drain within the easement. We actually did some soil probes, you can see here. So it's basically, we have a really thin rod that's about 5 feet long, and you can jab it into the ground. Because in this area, you can see on the plan here, there's ledge outcrops. So we were a little worried that maybe that's why the drain ended up over in this area. I mean, it was installed years ago. We're wondering why it was outside the easement, but doing the soil probes, and I talked to our contractor, we can work it out so that we can get the pipe within the easement and then daylight it further down and install a shallow rain garden or bioretention cell. So I did C-2.1 is a profile view, kind of showing where those soil probes hit a refusal, which we assume would be the ledge. So we'll have to do a little bit of grading up above to be able to keep the pipe with 1 foot of cover, but not a terrible amount. You can see the proposed grades on the plan too. It's hard to tell, but they're a bold line connecting the contours. But erosion sedimentation control thing. If I have notes.
So
Yeah, I mean, go ahead.
If you hit ledge here, you're gonna, what are you gonna do? Break it away a little bit?
We can break it away a little bit with a hammer. If we have to remove some out, yeah, that's not the end of the world. It's,
Okay,
yeah.
okay, I see, then that's what I was gonna ask you, no blasting?
Yeah, no. And that's how we do mechanical means anyway, something small like this. Up in Shaker Mill Pond, they're blasting up there. It's a big project, they need to, but, we try to do, we always try to do mechanical means. I've never had to do blasting, but I never do. But that's what, we may have to do some removal.
And what is it, a 12, did you say 12-inch diameter?
Yeah, it's a 12-inch pipe. The existing, we'll just replace it in kind. The sizing's fine. I did a quick drainage calc. I didn't include it in here, but it's sized enough for the 25-year storm.
How far back are you going? So you're gonna do the removal back up through here?
Yeah.
Are you going back up, closer to the 100-foot buffer as your starting point or are you just gonna do some sort of an angle?
Just put
45?
put an angle on it.
Okay.
It's already got one now, and we'll we'll make sure it's in the easement. That was the goal. We didn't want to replace more than we had to. The pipe's in good condition, so it's just the fact that down in here it's not in the right place and it's exposed above ground.
Okay, so at the
Where we're replacing it.
at the angle, I mean, you're not going. So right now you've got like right around, what is it, 230? Well, maybe 234. Yeah, 234 on that contour roughly. I mean, you're gonna excavate to about here-ish or like way back. I'm just trying to.
No,
that's
we'd
all.
excavate to there. Yeah, where you
Just-
start.
okay.
So that's where we'd start.
And you'd be able
Tie
to
in there.
get your elbow on, you think?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, we can put one on. Yeah.
So if this is sized for the 25-year storm, when this fills up and overflows because we get a hurricane and
Yeah.
the rain lasts for 3 days, is there enough down gradient protection to prevent a washout?
Of the whole rain garden, you mean, essentially?
Well, the rain garden and from the rain garden to the pond,
Right.
if those catch basins are,
Yeah, it would certainly overflow. I mean, it would just be,
Yeah.
it would pond over and you'd have probably concentrated flow all over going down at that point.
right,
So it wouldn't be, you know, it would probably be everywhere rather than just within our shallow grass swale.
yeah,
What does it do now?
Right
In that-
now,
that sort of an instance.
If you look at our,
It would continue to
It just-
undermine what was already there.
Yeah.
And picture
Yeah.
like 2, I think it is, number 2.
that's right, photo 2 shows it the best.
Yeah.
So you can kind of see that the top of the pipe in photo 2, I'll let you get there. So right now, that's where the pipe
Yeah.
ends, just
Yeah.
where you kind of can see some
That little ledge
that
there.
rock there. Yeah, right. So the pipe discharges right there right now, just right into basically earth. And it, you know,
Yeah, it looks
scours
like
it out. And then it kind of follows the path along these railroad ties or
Yeah, I'm assuming that was sort of a,
yeah, I don't know how that
At the
got in
time,
there, right?
right.
Yeah, so I'm sure it was put in by whoever
Yeah.
didn't want it going the other way.
Yeah.
the original developer
Probably-
or whoever owned the property. said,
Yeah, exactly.
We're gonna stop this.
Right. So yeah, now it just
Wind does not stop the water.
yeah. So that's what it does now.
So what you're proposing is not perfect, but it'll be better.
Yeah. Oh yeah, a lot better.
Yeah, because otherwise, the only other way of trying to address what Joanne's saying is to dig it all the way back up to the street and like size it bigger, I think is kind of what you were potentially getting at.
well, so I'm wondering if the bioretention cell can be a little bigger, a little deeper, a little, I don't know if that makes, and it'll be easier, I think, when we go to the site to ask intelligent questions. Right now, it's, you know,
Yeah. I think we tried to keep it a little smaller just to, you know, treat like the 2 and 10 year storm because that's what it does best.
mhm,
And also because it's in our easement, but it's also on 43A's property.
mhm.
So we didn't want to make it too big. But I did at first, I was looking at rip wrapping the whole swale, but I like to keep it grass where I could,
Yeah,
you know, especially because it's on a residential property. But I could look more at, you know, velocities and making sure they're taken care of in a 100-year. Right now, that does work for the 25, but I haven't checked 100.
In photo 1,
Yeah.
is this here, is that either is that the timber or the rock possibly right there?
I think it is.
So if
That's the pipe.
oh, that is the pipe?
That's the pipe.
Okay,
Yeah.
maybe up here?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, so I guess what I'm trying to figure, if that's essentially the property line, is this their only sort of access, I guess, to the pond? That's kind of through this area, because this is all wooded?
Yeah, that little peninsula too technically is 45's property if you look at the plans.
Okay. Oh, yeah, I see it.
So it's kind of, I guess, their access.
That was, Joanne, as you were saying, I was thinking if they sort of elongated it to make the bioretention a little bit bigger,
mhm,
but then you're really kind of taking up these people's
I know,
water
right.
access.
Yeah.
Right.
So,
Well,
I think when we're dealing with an existing residential property, we have to.
I know,
Tread
we
lightly.
we just have to keep the climate change situation in mind, that the 100-year storm is really the 25-year storm, and the 25-year storm is really the storm that we get all the time. But as long as we figure out some way to prevent blowout below this in the event of a really big storm, that would be my concern. Because the storms are getting bigger and closer together.
Right. Yeah. and, I mean,
Sure.
it is a redevelopment. We're making it a lot better.
Yep.
And we're gonna plan for a 25-year, which I don't know. You can argue what that is now.
I know.
But we, obviously, when there is a really big hurricane or whatever, we're always going around and there's issues everywhere, so.
Right.
And it would also get added to our maintenance list, to be cleaned out and
Okay.
replanted and everything every year. We do that now with all our rain gardens, which the youth works will probably be doing next month,
Mhm.
so, but, yeah.
Anyone else have
That's-
comments or questions?
So is this a site visit?
Site visit? I can't do it this Saturday.
Or Tuesday?
Tuesday in the day. Yep.
I have a class at 6, so I just have to be home about 10 or 6.
And I've got, I think I can reschedule. We have new residents who are afraid the bittersweet is gonna come right into their house. So they, on, Bennett's Brook. So I told them I'd come over and help them sort that out
What time?
On Tuesday?
between 5 and 5:30.
So if we did this at like 5, you could be there by 5:15, 5:30.
Yeah,
5 o'clock on Tuesday?
Works for me. Yeah.
Okay.
What's the date of that?
29.
29?
20 seconds left.
I'll let Ed know too, the property owner.
all right, good, it'd be great to meet him.
All right. Motion to, what?
Yeah.
Motion to continue the public hearing, notice of intent at number 43, A Rotten Harbor Road. Air DPW, Mass DEP file number 100-0459 until
July 8th?
July 8th.
Wow.
Second.
It's moved by George Bacon, seconded by Mark Phillips. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Passes unanimously. Very good.
And I have a question before you leave.
Oh, please, yeah.
Yeah. Wait,
When I
okay.
was actually sorting through papers to come in for an in-person meeting, I came across remember the tire place that wants to do the water connection over on Willow Road? What's the status on that? Have they contacted you?
I was wondering the same thing because I actually drove over that way the other day. We're gonna be doing a detour on Westford Road, so I'm near there. But I don't know, they reached out to me and got info. We were able to, determine where the culvert, I did a little stormwater mapping where we were, and we were able, and then we were gonna give them the depth of our water. That's where it last stood. Our guys our water guys were gonna do that. They got busy with something, didn't get back to me on it, and the company never reached back out to me either. So I don't know what they're doing, but I could reach out and see. Yeah.
That was the other day we were talking, and said I had something I wanted to ask you. I can't remember.
See?
That was it.
It came
Yeah.
back, look at that.
I knew I'd remember it soon.
Days later.
Yeah, honestly.
Well, that would be great if you
Yeah.
could ask them and then just drop us a note.
Yep. Yeah, I'll check in with them.
Because I think we told them they need to get their water permit from you guys, and then they still have to come back to us, but once
Yeah,
they figure out.
I need to
what
figure out what to do
that-
with the culvert, depending on how deep the water was, and, yeah. So
Yeah, with
I'll
this-
give them a ring tomorrow. see
As
what's
much as they said it was
Urgent.
gotta happen
Right,
immediately.
maybe they figured something else
Yeah.
out.
Right.
Yeah.
All right, our next item this evening is a discussion of the West Main Street culvert removal proposal. Take your back up.
Yeah, so this is just kind of like a status update of what we're doing, and I wanted to get some direction before we spend money. So the DPW culvert, we're looking at the long-term solution. We decided we don't need the access road. So that means we can take the culvert out of there. It can be an open area. What we learned from the West Main Street, I call it a culvert bridge over the non-Acocious that you're looking to put the sign at, is that the hydraulically it's outlet controlled. So in the larger storms, the Nashua River Nonocoicus actually back up to those structures. So that's what controls them hydraulically. So if we go, you know, our opening is going to be in the same area, you know, just on the other side of where the access road is now. So hydraulically, we're going to make it better anyway by getting that culvert out of there. But then also, it's really just driven by the outlet anyway from Nashua River. So it doesn't matter if we were to make it much wider or keep it at where it is. So thinking of that, we know we don't want to keep the road. So we know what we want to do is basically get the culvert out of there, stabilize the side slope, stabilize the area, and make it an opening, kind of like on the other side. Further east, we have something similar going on. We actually have utilities over there. So that's what we're planning to move forward doing. And I just wanted direction from the commission on what type of submittal you would want. If you want an NOI, I know in the letter I noted that we have I got a quote from one of our engineers for survey, wetland, and design, and it's about $19,000. So that's what we're looking to spend before. Then I guess in-house we'd probably do the NOI. So just kind of on a cost level, that's what it would amount to for kind of a simple project construction will cost a lot less. But anyways, so I'm just looking for direction on how you want me to submit and move forward.
You mean as like an RDA or an
Yeah, what type of
It
submittal?
seems like an NOI, but anybody else think
Would you be
otherwise?
widening this, when you remove the culvert and stabilize the slopes, would you be widening the opening?
We would, I guess so, because we would, it's right now it's too steep.
It is too steep.
So it would be 3-to-1 probably, in order to be stabilized and
Or would it be
not be
wider at the
earthy.
base, or be the same at the base?
Oh, the base would be the same. We'd go up from the base. So yeah, we wouldn't be widening at the base. That would stay the same. Yeah.
It prevents the beavers from locking that.
The deceiver. Yeah, we'll have to incorporate putting that back in.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just went down there today. The deceiver's working
Yeah.
pretty good.
Yeah. Did you get my note from Mike Callahan
I did.
today?
Yeah.
We'll
So if you
get,
want to talk
we'll
about
get to
that next, yeah.
on our next-
Yeah.
Well, I would recommend that you guys ask for an NOI.
Anyone
I
else
think
opposed to?
that's appropriate.
Yeah,
That's what I was saying.
I think that's what we'd like to do.
Okay.
Yeah, thank you.
All right, we'll get that moving. So that's it for that item. Yep.
Yeah.
The next item for discussion is a beaver management plan. It'll be all day and all night.
Yeah. Maybe after this one. I'm good.
Oh, I'm sure we could ask you all kinds of other things.
Not this stuff out anymore, do I?
Yeah.
Well, so
start
we're gonna
communicating.
have to figure out
Figure
what
that
to,
out.
this is so unexpected and discombobulating and so, yeah. So these guys get an electronic packet with all of this stuff and
Yeah.
that's all we could do for a long time. And yet it's kind of nice to have paper to make, no, I don't know.
Yeah.
We've got to figure this out.
Gotta go through a lot of paper at home.
Yeah.
It is nice in the end, that the town pays for the paper, they're doing a lot.
Yes, another reason we need more help. So Dan sent us Holliston's beaver management plan a little while ago. And I've been looking and looking for other towns who I guess we're the only ones, we in Holliston are the only ones with beavers. Because nobody else is managing them. I asked MACC's forum.
Nothing?
Nothing, nothing. And this is a pretty interesting approach. They seems like they went out and figured out where all the beaver activity was in town and then divided the sites into 3 categories. One category where the beavers could just run amok to their heart's content. One category where beavers need to be managed closely because the people-beaver interaction is causing flooding or other public health issues. And then there was the middle category, and I don't exactly remember.
Was that like a leveling device, something that could?
Yeah, so
Yeah.
areas with no action required, areas where non-lethal methods are effective, so beaver deceiver, and then what they call a no tolerance zone.
It doesn't sound.
Do they tell the beavers that
That they will
Will be
no
tolerated.
longer be tolerated, yeah.
Well, they assume the beavers are notified because it's in the paper.
did they sign an affidavit?
Good point.
So we had been talking about making a map of where all of our known beaver activity is. And I still think that's a good idea. And then I guess we categorize them working to, I'd love to see this as us working together on this. Figure out what's tolerable, what's manageable, and what can just be left alone. But then somebody's gonna have to keep an eye on all of this. And I don't know what is your thought on that?
It's a good question. I guess you'd have to kind of formalize it in the plan, maybe lay out responsibilities.
Mhm.
That would be a way to do it.
Yeah.
You mean keep an eye on the beaver locations?
Yeah.
At least the
Activity.
culverts were there.
Yeah, our guys are always checking culverts for
Yeah.
sure. We do that routinely anyway, driving around town every week to
Mhm.
just see what's going on. So that's something we could do,
Mm-hmm.
or we do already, so.
Yeah.
Right.
And there are like the more hidden locations, like the West Main Street culvert. It was so interesting, the neighbors really enjoyed having a pond in their backyard.
Yeah.
Because it was so beautiful. So we weren't getting complaints.
Yeah.
Right, and that's the other way we usually hear about it. but-
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
Intermittent waterfront.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah, there's gotta be a permit for that too, right? Well,
So something that came up, what was the one over like by Peroni Park, right, that long channel?
Mm-hmm.
No one knew that existed until it started to happen. Then does that just get added to the list of spots that the DPW ends up having to look at? Because before you know it, those could be like massive. Well, let's
Well,
hope not, but you never know.
so that one, Dan has somebody who has eyes on
Yeah.
a swale in his front yard, and this man can tell when the water's coming up in his swale that there's something going on down the channel, and that something turns out to be a beaver dam.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I'm just concerned about like detailing it, that they have that responsibility when this guy leaves, whatever.
I know.
The next person now is, so there's an affidavit, we need to have that, so that person's watching, it's like, well, what's their, they don't need to be watching it, that's not their,
Right.
so, yeah.
Well, while we're on that particular location, we got a note from Mike Callahan today saying that in his opinion, essentially, the only way to deal with that particular beaver dam is to trap all the beavers out of Grove Pond.
Out of Grove Pond?
Yeah,
Trap them, kill them.
yep.
I won't support that.
Yeah.
I would have to kill them.
I mean,
You can't
they'll still
relocate
come
'em.
back, but I mean,
Hmm?
Why can't you relocate a beaver?
It's illegal.
Oh, is it? I didn't know.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. The, so the channel is shallow, the banks are steep. There's not enough head to put a beaver deceiver through.
Mhm.
You mean that all the way at the beginning of it?
Yeah, it's essentially flat.
Yeah,
It's
it's
very,
pretty
very
long,
yeah.
I mean, you're never gonna get rid of all of them. I mean, you
No,
might get rid
he's-
of all of them at one.
I
you know,
think he
then
said
you're
it would
gonna come
take
back.
five to 6 years for them to come back to being a
Learn to live with
nuisance. You know, a nuisance at this level.
Mhm.
The other thing I was thinking of is, since that's stormwater in that channel, maybe it just gets put in a pipe. Maybe that whole channel just becomes,
Massive beaver deceiver.
yeah.
Hmm.
10-foot diameter.
I think right now that we haven't, it is, I went out there after we got that email, and it is built back, it's not quite as high as it was.
Mhm.
And everything seems to be working at this time. So the other option is tolerance, which Mike said. So if we're not having a public safety issue,
Mhm.
I mean, you could monitor it and see
Yeah.
if it starts to.
How quickly
Get
did they
worse.
rebuild it? A week or?
Oh, days.
Yeah.
Really?
Days,
Yeah.
yeah. They're just amazing.
Industrious.
Very, very
Yeah.
busy.
But if they do block it, it's not a public safety, it doesn't create a public safety issue.
Well,
We're worried with the backup on the road and into the residents there. They are already, I think some of that road might be in a flood zone in a part of Brony Park. But anyways, it's a low area. So that's the main concern,
and as we have seen, you can issue permits to take out a dam. It's just gonna come roaring right back.
Yeah, it'd be like every month.
Yeah.
Take it out, take it out, take it out, take it out.
Right.
I don't think so, but up to you.
I'll take that back.
Well, so we know we need a plan. Dan has kind of been tasked with making the plan from the DPW side of things.
Why don't I help you, because I'm kind of busy. That'd be better, because
Yeah.
it is more a Concom thing anyway, but I think it'd be good if DPW does its standard drive around. If we become aware of one, then we could add it to wherever this map is, and then it could be, you guys can, identify it and figure out what has to be done at that site. Well, like we're talking about the one right now,
Yeah.
Brony Park. I think that would work pretty good. And then if anybody hears about them, it gets forwarded to the central, whoever's in charge, the Concom,
Mm-hmm.
and then they get added to the map and dealt with. I don't know. I think that would be a good.
How many sites do you
manage it.
normally monitor weekly?
We just drive around to the culverts, I'm saying. We do, and the guys do know of where these are too, because they're driving around all over town, checking everything. But I know, right now, what do we got? Like a Rosewood, this one. Any other ones? In past years, they've been in other places too.
Mhm.
Balch Pond, there was one off of Doug Road, I think. There was one back, they've been back there before. So kind of varies too, each year is different.
A little bit where they can complained about over on Willow, on the other side of Willow, down that entrance road or something. Wasn't there an issue with that like a couple of years back? Somebody sent us an email about an issue back in there. Not the car loading place, but the place in front of it, I thought.
Oh, well, so there's the culvert under the train track.
Under the train track. Which, oh, Schoolhouse Pond?
No,
Or-
on the way to the Grove Pond, no, the Spec Pond PFAS
Oh, right.
on that.
Oh. Yeah, and that's the railroad, right? I believe it's like a culvert we're talking about.
Yeah.
Yeah, what's the one we just got
Oh,
an
there's
email
one at
about?
Shaker Road.
Yes.
There's a dam
yeah,
there,
That's a
which
real
is-
dam,
yeah.
right, that,
Yeah, that one's always there.
yeah, and that one,
So we did get that email, from Littleton,
yep,
and you said we were gonna talk about it tonight and get back to us, we probably should, but the Shaker bill.
mhm.
Yeah, on the
That's
Weaver.
that's what I was talking about, right?
Can we issue a emergency any emergency certification if it's, or should we talk to Natural Heritage or somebody about?
Well, I think we need to go look at it and see. Last time I was over there early this spring, there wasn't even a stick of a beaver dam in there. And maybe they've built it up, I don't know, have you been over?
No.
But, yeah, so maybe go look at it and then also talk to Fish and Wildlife to see what do we do about, how do we create a context for permitting clearing this one because of the water flow issues that affect Spectacle Pond.
Right, and this one may be another place where a beaver deceiver probably ought to.
Just Littleton pay for that.
It'd be nice if Littleton paid for it.
Actually, that would be, if we were doing it because of their needs.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Well, take a look.
yep.
Want to do it on Tuesday? You can't.
Sure.
Or you can't.
Well, no, I need to go over that way, that's where I'm headed, kind of in that general direction for the bittersweet visit.
Well, yeah, if we can do it,
Yeah.
take a swing by on Tuesday, take a look.
Mhm.
People who can.
Yeah. Well, Dan, maybe you and I can work together at making a map
Yeah.
as a beginning point here, at
Yeah, we
least.
can, I could help you with that.
Yeah. And then then I guess we'll take it from there. If we start with a map.
And MRPC has done some of that for us before. I wonder if they have some kind of
Yeah.
option help. We can look at that.
Well,
Yeah. It's something
yeah.
hard to do though.
Yep.
Yeah.
And I think we get a certain amount of map making from them
Yeah,
every
that's
year.
what I thought.
Yeah, yep. All right, well, why don't we touch base during the week? And
Sure.
Do you want to stay for any of our other discussions this evening?
Yeah, I'd love to, but
Would you?
I kind of gotta get going. No, it was good to see you in person though.
It's nice to
Thank
see
you
you
guys,
too.
yeah.
It really is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, enjoy the rest. All right,
Thanks.
thanks.
All right, our next discussion this evening is the draft conservation restriction at 0 Washington Street, Ayer Solar 2B, DEP file number 100-0444.
Yeah,
Okay.
I just wanted to catch you up with a conversation I had with John Joya at the CR reviewing office for the state. He had received a draft of the CR from Alex Para.
Is that the solar two? Or are you thinking of Panther Place?
What are we talking? Which one are
Doing
we talking?
solar.
Solar.
Solar two, okay, so, John Joya had received a draft of a CR from Rohit's lawyer. It's a different address, it's the same story. That we hadn't had a chance to look at. And, I guess they're gonna be getting going on the construction of Air Solar 2B. And Rohit's very anxious to get the CR work done. But we absolutely have to have a chance to look at these things before some developer's lawyer just sends them to the state.
Right.
So what's the status of the review?
I need to find time to sit down and review it. And maybe this week I will have time to do that. I have not had time to do that for either one of these. Do we have no company still? Okay. So that's really all I have to say about the
Do you
airs.
want to send both copies to us as well for us to put in our two bits?
Yep, I
Or
can,
ours?
yep, I can do that. So John Joya has reviewed the Air Solar 2B draft and has made lots of comments on it. And so we are at a place where we just need to make sure our interests are being represented in this document.
Are you gonna send us the commented one?
Yeah.
Okay.
So on the Air Solar 2B CR, we don't have a conservation analysis to guide us in the conservation values of this piece of property. And it's very, very, very wet and extremely hard to access. So I'm sure we can come up with something, but we don't have anything to back it up. We don't have, the conservation analysis kind of forms the basis for monitoring and stewardship going forward, the baseline documentation. So I think we're gonna have to ask Rohit to get us some baseline documentation on this CR, actually, now that I think of it.
That will be done by,
You can do Oxbow on
Yeah, or, some wetland consultant kind of person.
that. Well, they had Oxbow do the stuff in the past over there, so they're familiar with it.
Mhm.
This is a good time of year for them to do it.
Oh, yes, wouldn't it be great? All right, so we need to get a baseline for Air Solar 2B. And you want to move right into the next discussion item, because it dovetails onto this one.
sure.
So, same story, different players on Panther Place. The attorney for the developer sent the CR directly, to both town council and the state without our having taken a look at it. So we've got comments from, and we were able to stop town council's review of it. But we do have some comments from John Joya on that draft. And so I called John last week and said, we're finding ourselves kind of being overrun by the lawyers for the developers. And John said, well, you know what? Since the town is gonna be the one holding the CR, John said that he defers to the town's timeline. So he said, you take the time that you need to make sure this is done the way you need it to be done. I said, that's really, really good to know. I said, in addition to that, our select board only meets twice during the summer. So even if we were to get this thing all completely squared away, it probably won't be till August that they can sign it. So,
They're just doing this to try to expedite things.
I think so.
This feels like it's becoming sort of common practice, right?
It seems that way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, on the defense, though, it's, we have had a few cases where, Sandy Pond 2, whatever, where Mountain Laurel, that the CR got away from us, if it isn't done early enough in the process.
Yep.
So it's like it's a middle ground. Don't want it to go without our input, of course, but.
Right, well, and where the CR is now part of a town bylaw, I think it's very unlikely that they're gonna get away from us. But it's also hard to find the time to sit down and, you know, spend half a day on this, with all this other stuff we have going on.
Well, that's where like Mark said, if you send us the marked up copies, we can all be putting in our 2 bits.
Yep, yep.
3 bits.
1 bit. Wait, 12 bits.
Half a bit.
Anything else with those?
That's all I've got. I know you guys gave me direction last time I asked for direction about this, and I just, you know, there's just so little time.
Talk about it tomorrow.
Yeah, let's do that.
Okay. All right, we'll move on then. The certificate of compliance, we're not gonna do. So, we need to continue that?
No?
Meeting, right? No.
Yeah, yeah. Okay. Our next discussion item this evening is the non-point source pollution brochure mailing. These are the ones that Keziah Salter
Yes.
came up with.
Yep.
And our clerk is gonna draft a cover letter, is that correct? Ms. Eugenia?
We're gonna ask the clerk to do that.
You're gonna ask her to do that?
Right.
Is that the whole brochure?
But I forgot.
That's one side of the brochure. Do I have a whole brochure? I don't think I do.
Unless somebody else wants to do the cover letter.
I'm folding and addressing envelopes.
I'm doing that as well.
Oh, I took the whole box, don't worry.
You did?
Yeah. There's only like 100, it's fine. You can do the next batch.
I'm not doing 100.
You can do the next small batch.
I told her she had to share, but she declined to share.
It's like a do it in front of the TV thing. It's
Okay,
fine.
well, thank you for doing that.
Of course, yeah. That's why Jess has to write. I mean, Nash has to write the whole thing.
Well, you're binging something?
Pretty much.
Do
New
you mind?
season of Alone.
Okay, thank you.
Yep.
What is it?
New
What do
season
you
of
want?
Alone.
What do you want in the cover letter?
Well, ask Jen when she's gonna have the envelopes ready.
Yes, but what do you want?
Oh,
in
what
the
do I
cover
want
letter?
in it? Something along the lines of, we're sending you a brochure created by a Girl Scout working on her Silver Award project to help us all understand how important what we put on our yards and lawns is to the health of our waterways, something like that?
You can flesh that
Oh,
out.
flush that.
Reinforce the importance of being responsible, blah, blah, blah. So, you know.
Yeah, and then maybe tell a little story about someone over fertilizing a lawn and then it rains and then it ends up in Flanagan Pond where the fertilizer grows water lilies just as well as it grows grass.
Story about your favorite antifreeze.
So short, short
And sweet.
and sweet.
Speaking of which, the stuff that flows down, so my goal is somewhere in the next 2 weeks to get a first draft of a fertilizer bylaw thing to Jen and then you butcher it. And then
Probably won't be needed, but sure.
and then hopefully, have a draft for everybody to look at by the second meeting in July. And then if we're good to go forward, then we can move forward with scheduling the public hearing and getting it to town council. So,
Right, so this mailing really is the beginning of the strategy working towards October town meeting where that bylaw will be on the warrant. So this is kind of an awareness raising activity. And it's summertime and people are fertilizing their lawns, so this is the time to get that out.
You anticipating zones or just throughout the whole town? Doesn't matter where you live in.
but I've got, Jen sent me a bunch of links, I printed out a bunch of stuff, so I'll be able to answer that question more, and Jen will too, in a few weeks.
I say blanket, nothing.
Well, but then interestingly, then you get into exemptions for farms, which we don't have farms, but we do have a lot of people doing vegetable beds. So.
Why should you look at me? Oh, okay.
I was looking at my reflection in your glasses. So you want to have it, reasonable.
Most of the things I found though were down like the Cape,
Yeah.
but
Yeah, I found a couple, they seem to have a lot. I found a good example though, like Florida has a bunch.
oh, and I didn't even think to look outside.
Yeah.
Mm.
Power of Google.
Mm.
Yeah, but like with everything, the goal is to do what we can to protect our resources,
Yeah.
but not make it so draconian that everybody goes, forget it.
True.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, and it turns out that it's extremely easy to buy fertilizer that has no phosphorus in it. It's the middle number.
Well, that's what we have to do though, is come up with a list of also alternatives. You know,
Acceptable.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so not just like go figure it out on your own. And you were saying, have something that explains the numbers.
Oh, yeah, the numbers and the letters and, yeah.
Yeah, and places to go, and you can't direct people to specific vendors, but, or we could do a range of vendors all around, but, and then,
But you don't want to hurt.
No, you don't wanna
vendor
hurt,
who
but
is
you can-
holding this stuff.
right, but then you could also be contacting people in Ayer who carry stuff like this and say, hey, we might be doing this, you might want to start stocking up and selling this type of stuff.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah. Or even on their shelves say complies with errors,
Mhm.
bylaw,
Yeah,
blah,
there you
blah,
go.
blah.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Advertise it that way, whatever.
Yeah.
We have
Yeah.
air compliant fertilizer, whatever.
Well, pretty excited about it, really. I think it'll be well received. I do. Maybe I could be completely mistaken. Why are you laughing?
You don't live on my street.
You should come to my street.
You know, it's the reality of it that comes up every year when we ask for funding, especially for treating ponds,
Right.
especially the pond that you pour all your fertilizer into.
Which manure considered bad fertilizer?
High in nitrogen, so that grows water lilies pretty well too.
Yeah. I know it doesn't get into the pond though.
Yeah.
At any rate, it should be a short and sweet bylaw draft, but then have a lot of information backing it up.
Yeah, and
One pager kind of thing.
No, I think book length.
illustrated.
Illustrated.
Brevity.
Trust me, I can handle it.
You know you can, Jess.
No, you know I can't on that. That's where editing comes in.
Anything else on that
Nope.
discussion?
No, I think it's in the back of Jen's car, we're all set.
That's great.
Yep, so Jess will get me the cover letter all printed out, I'll get it to you, and then when everything's stuffed,
Bring it back here.
bring it back here and we'll send it through the mail machine. Yep.
Does that seal it as well, or?
Maybe, I don't know, it's a pretty fancy mail machine, I've never asked it to seal anything, but
Yes, nicely, maybe.
it, I don't know.
I'll get Griffin to seal them.
So let's go back to the fertilizer bylaw. How do you enforce it?
Well, that's, the enforcement of it is another argument on why we also need help in our office, because it's similar to, there was a recent complaint at a select board meeting about there's very little zoning enforcement. And it's because the building inspector is the zoning enforcement officer, and he's swamped with building inspector stuff. So, this would be great if we did this, but we'd need to, have a means of, both public education followed by enforcement eventually. But the first thing we'd need to do would be public education, so.
Yeah. And even if you could just reduce it by 2/3 would be,
Without enforcement, just by
just by people doing the
typical
right thing.
compliance.
Yeah.
Yeah. I just can't fathom how you would enforce it though.
I get you. I know.
I'm gonna pick up that spec that happened to fall on the sidewalk and go and have it analyzed somewhere, it's like,
No, you're right. It's,
yeah, it's gonna be a tough one.
Well, it'd be more just trying to get more people to do this on their own volition.
I
Really.
mean, they can't even enforce the water ban.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's pretty simple.
You gotta rely on neighbors that will snitch people out. I mean, not like.
makes good neighbors.
Hey, buddy.
Well, like in California's had this, a little bit of a drought over the past decade or so. And, they have these big water bans, and it's like, you just have to send a drone or helicopter over to see who's breaking it,
What's great.
Where's green, where's the green?
Exactly, So,
In California, they had neighbors who would just tell them
Yeah.
when
yeah.
so.
Well, so I wonder if it's possible to have a bylaw that doesn't have built-in enforcement, if it's more, advisory, educational, desired, but it would be stated that there's no enforcement.
Instead of a bylaw, be a by recommendation.
Yeah.
Although-
I don't know.
Or you could have it theoretically, have enforcement provisions that you'd think would be for something that was like really egregious, unignorable, whatever. You want to have some provision, but I would think for if we got this drafted and then passed, that the idea would be more encouragement. I mean, our actual use of it would be more encouragement and
Oh, yeah.
education.
Yeah, yeah.
So,
Anything else? Okey-doke. The next discussion this evening is exempt minor activities and other possible regulations for Ayer's local wetlands protection bylaw.
And I honestly didn't think we would get this far, so I gave it no time and no thought.
that's good.
Except that this is something we need to get back to at some point.
Yeah, well,
Um,
hopefully we can now. It's been a tough 15 months with no time, so
Yeah.
things are getting
Did you
better.
put that in here? Did we have that
Mhm.
started?
Wow, look at that binder.
It's an awesome binder.
Green.
With tabs.
Beautifully written.
Yes.
It's in here somewhere.
It should be the, like, an 11 by,
Whoa.
yeah. And I'm happy, like, if you want to individually send me your thoughts, I'm happy to work on it as well.
Yeah, I think we started that, right? And
Yeah. But none of you responded to me.
Whoa.
Well, we all know how we all are.
We're all so, we have nothing else going on. But I mean, if we continue to run out of time, or if we think there's gonna be, I'm happy to keep it
Yeah.
moving along in that way.
Okay.
I know when I thought about it, I started getting to the point where I was referencing back to the bylaw, or to the Wetlands Protection Act. And it's like, everything in some way, shape, or form seemed to be covered there when you really think about it. But and maybe that's more just it, is we would just end up reiterating the wetlands bylaw, but maybe just making it more in a layman's term. And that might be where we end up. I don't know what others think, because again, we can't take away from the wetlands bylaw. And trust me, with whoever put that together, they got everything covered.
Yeah, but just putting it in a way so that a normal homeowner can look at a list and be like, okay, cool, I can put in this weekend, and that's not a problem. I think that should be our goal.
Yeah, I'm thinking it might be, because again, I mean, I guess I would put a challenge out there to anybody that can think of something that's not covered in the wetland bylaw as part of the exempt activities that are already listed. I tried to, I couldn't.
Remember when we were trying to going through the bylaw back in like 2018, 2017, 2016? It was before you.
Yeah.
Before you. And a lot of people would come to one of our hearings upstairs, and yeah, including, that's how we drafted. That's where we got exposure to you. But I mean, a lot of the questions were people asking, well, if I just want to put in a rose bush, or I want to create a garden, do I have to come before the Conservation Commission? And I think our former chair was sort of like, well, yes, if you're disturbing the ground. But there has to be some, I mean, that's like minor single-day projects. So that, coming up with something that's like a real list of no-brainers would be good.
Yeah, and even if it's called out in the bylaw, just to have it in a table or something that's really accessible.
Well, like you had, there was like, pruning and this, so you kind of had it broken out in various sections, and I think that would be beneficial. So yeah, you just kind of maybe break it out in just a couple bulleted lists underneath there. Yeah, not a problem. If you don't see it here, come to us and just ask. It's probably okay, but hey,
Yeah.
let's just check.
And then the point of that too was to say if we need an RDA or an NOI, right? I think that was part of what we were trying to include. So having that broken down too.
Yeah.
All right.
And what were you saying, you talked to the agent in Harvard who, they've created a category that's before an RDA?
Right, like
That,
its own our new own form.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
at the agents.
an administrative approval.
Yeah,
And that would just go before you?
yeah.
Yeah, so in Harvard, if someone wants to cut down a tree in the buffer zone, that's the kind of thing, that commission doesn't have time to do the, and so they've authorized Liz to go out and give it thumbs up, thumbs down.
Yep.
And so it prevents a lot of RDAs from ever getting to the commission.
Makes sense.
Yes.
I thought even on some of the minor some stuff, it still said you had to come, no matter what. Did it not say that somewhere?
I think it might initially, right, but.
Yeah.
And I think it was sort of ambiguous in some other areas.
Yeah, we wanted to do some.
Yeah.
I thought we were trying to go to, you don't have to come here at all for this. So that you don't even have to get bothered, because obviously, we don't want to start creating people saying, oh, well, this is great, okay, now I'm gonna come and bug you. It's like when they
Well-
potentially were coming before, like, let's not create more work for ourselves.
No, but I think the Harvard Commission has a different kind of busyness than we do. And you know what, if it took me 10 minutes on the phone and a half an hour site visit to avoid having something show up on the agenda that then resulted in having to print out a DOA and photocopy it 3 times and scan it so I can email it to DEP with the secret handshake, that's 45 minutes really well spent in my mind. Because it avoids, it would be interesting to do the math, it avoids hours of work
Yeah.
and meeting time and, yeah.
So maybe we need to restart that process over the summer.
Yeah, because
At some point.
I think it would be a very good thing to have small, discrete categories of things that you just give your agent the ability to sign off on.
Getting rid of a culvert blocking streams.
Yeah, let's say no to that. But 34 Wright Road, that's probably something I could have
Yeah.
Right.
done. And the counterbalance to that is that we all met a very nice resident, and now she knows all of you, well, those of you who came to the, were able to come to the sidewalks.
Slackers.
Right, yes.
3 good ones.
She never created her.
And so there's value in that too.
I agree.
But there will be enough complicated enough things that we will all still be out there walking projects. It's not like,
Yeah. I had a very nice encounter with John Delco on the pond, actually. I was
Oh.
rowing and he was out there in his little pontoon boat. And we just sort of met in the middle and had a nice chat. It
nice.
was nice to see him and his
Is it
wife and
on
the 2
Flanagan?
dogs. Mhm. Yeah.
So they go out in pontoon boats on Flanagan's.
They got little electric motors.
Cool.
Yeah.
It's like this, it's like, it's just it's like a miniature pontoon
It's just
boat.
shrunk down. It's
Yeah.
like half size. Yeah.
Yep.
And it
Well-
was funny as heck too, because his little motor was barely moving the thing, and I started rowing away from him, just whoa, But that's a nice encounter.
Yeah, very, very nice. Has he started his project?
No.
I think he didn't want to have it all disrupted during the summer when he wanted to enjoy it, so he was targeting fall.
I'm forgotten about that, yeah.
I just think too, the easier we make these like simple projects, the more likely we are to come back to us.
Yes.
Yeah, complicated, right? Like, some of my neighbors were like, you have to come out and look, like, what's going on? I was like, no, it's not a big deal, it's not a big deal. So it's scary
Yeah.
to someone who doesn't know the process,
Right.
so make it easier.
Yep.
Cool. We have 20 minutes to just chat, just in case.
Yeah, I'm not gonna do anything with the boilerplate really, because we can't really,
So,
until we know what's gonna happen with
Yeah, I think we should let that roll out and see,
see what
and
comes
then
of.
take it from there.
the. Yep.
Yeah. Yeah, well, I wouldn't mind going home a little early.
We have to be back here at 9 in the morning.
Some of us,
We get to.
We get to be back.
and some of us get to be here at 8 in the morning.
And there's one more cookie. It's not going home. Somebody's gotta take
I
it.
already ate 3, so they were delicious.
You could take it home to David. No.
No.
But I can say no because I know he's not watching, so it's okay.
Well, I can't hardly begin to tell you how glad I am to be back in person with you all. It's just a huge difference in the feel. For me, it was just always, well, scary, because it's like, oh, I know I'm gonna go blank or something's gonna happen on the screen. And so it was always that going on, and it just, I don't know, it was impersonal, and this is nice.
This
There
is,
was always a funny delay on you.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Hmm? On screen,
yeah.
yeah.
Because I was like, and one time it was like 8 seconds.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm thinking, I said, is there a motion to do whatever? And George is just sitting there. I'm thinking, oh crap, he doesn't want to do it.
But you've been right on time here.
Well, there was one time I was watching it, and I'd hear, when you do the roll call, person's response before you call their name.
Oh, is that true?
Really?
I was so glad when you switched to alphabetical because I just knew when I was. I think at first you were kind of just going whoever was in order.
Yeah.
I don't know who said his name.
Yeah, so they're funny connections.
It was stressful. I mean, an hour and a half on Zoom felt like 3
Yeah.
to me. And you just,
At the same time, what we learned, one of the things we got from it was like having a sort of time control
yep.
is very useful, because one of the things that Robert and Carly said when we met with them on June 3rd about our overloaded office was they were encouraging boards to not meet longer than 2 hours because most people start to go brain dead, and which is also what happens when you have one person in an office that gets 20 million balls. But yeah, I mean, I think we don't want to put lots more on our agendas and stay till 10 or 11 and then still have it bottleneck on Joanne.
On Joanne's desk, yeah.
Yeah. So, and I think you said you liked ending at 9.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I think by 9, I think we accomplished a lot tonight.
Yeah.
We did.
So,
But that's because we've got
Yeah.
so is there
healing.
something that says that we can't put time actually on our agenda, like actual, like scheduled minutes at all, or?
Oh, for if you could put specific times, but that's problematic because if you had like a public hearing down
Yeah.
for 7:45
Okay.
and the item before it was canceled, and so
Okay.
you are 7:35, and you don't have anything else to do, you can't do anything until 7:45 because that's how it's posted. So you sort
Okay.
of want to leave that leeway.
Okay.
Um,
But you could put item time allotted as a certain amount of time.
yeah.
It doesn't necessarily mean that starting from the top, 5 minutes, 5 minutes, 5 minutes.
Right.
Okay, I don't need to be there until 15 minutes after they start.
Right.
That doesn't necessarily guarantee that that's the case. It just says that
Gives you
you've
an
allotted
idea.
this amount of time to discuss this item or
Right.
hearing, whatever. So I think that would be beneficial because then it also educates the public that,
Right.
we're not gonna sit here and chat with you for like a half an hour.
Yeah.
Unless it's a really good story.
Possibly.
Unless it's DeShang.
But when doing an agenda, do you know the time allotment at the time you do an agenda? So that's,
So I do the time control plan 5 minutes before I post the agenda.
okay.
If we had a line in there that this is the maximum time allowed, like John's blurb, because you want more to read, right?
I do,
Yeah,
I do.
so.
And
I'm just-
obviously, there are circumstances where sometimes something's urgent and you need to
Right.
spend more time. But
And I try to, if we're early, if we end other stuff early and something, a conversation's going on, I try to.
yeah.
Well, did
We should
you
try.
have any updates or anything that you wanted to bring up briefly?
Well, whatever I wrote in the packet overview, which was like 6 weeks ago when I wrote that, I don't even remember. Maybe you could tell me what they are.
Town hall style meeting with water and wetland?
Yeah, we need to set that up. That would be a good thing to set up.
Poetry path has been extended, that's awesome.
How long
That's
is it
done
extended
now,
till?
again?
Till like this weekend. I think I'm
Yeah.
gonna try to take it down on Sunday.
Flip it over, there you go.
So, on the discussion of maybe considering a boardwalk going out onto Flanagan Pond from that one parcel we own, I did ask CPC at our last meeting if that's something that could be funded by them, but the town through that, and Janet was like, yeah, as long as it was accessible to everybody, every resident, which
Yeah.
it would be. So that's something we could,
Well, I contacted the town of Acton's Conservation Commission that they had a project where they put in a dock, which I think was 180 feet long going out into the asphalt. But as we were discussing today, Joanne and me, we were, Flanagan's is at an ACEC and you can't get a dock license for a pond in an ACEC. But
but
you
it's
could
not a
be.
great pond.
I don't think it matters.
I don't think it matters either. So we just would have to figure out a different way to permit it. I don't,
Call it a board, an elevated boardwalk.
yeah. That just happens to end
Yeah,
at water.
what did they, jeez, there's a place we went to in Concord, goes out over a swamp, they have a boardwalk that goes up through, goes right across the whole thing. I think it's Concord, maybe it's out there. It's not
But-
too far away, but.
Yeah, but it's starting anyway, some discussions. The woman in there, Bettina Abe was her name, is so helpful, just a great person. So, we'll have to look into it a little bit further.
If we did want to do that, I think that would, if we did find good information and get some quotes, that would be something we'd want to target with a CPC article for the fall, so that next spring, yeah. So I'm just thinking of that calendar
Yeah.
for funding, because
Well, I think we
otherwise
should-
we'd have to wait next April.
We should get out there and actually try to walk out there
Yeah.
and see
Yeah.
what it is, 'cause it's pretty swampy in there. And they didn't use feet, it was a mistake, they actually drove down to where, what do they call that? Refusal. It's, they put a section in they had like a derelict canoe that barely floated. They would put the next section on the canoe and float it out to where they could then pound in the stakes and just leapfrog their way out.
Wow.
It was pretty ingenious, and it's been in there for 2 years and it's barely moved. Obviously, it never comes in.
Nice.
Yeah.
It would have to be sturdy enough to handle ice.
It's pretty I mean,
Who knows how much longer we'll have ice in the winter?
it doesn't break up and freeze flow hazards. It just freezes and melts.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you're right, it has to be pretty sturdy.
I mean, if we provided the right materials, I think we know a bunch of beavers that can take care of it for us.
Yes.
Yeah.
It'd be done in 3 days.
That's right.
Only you can direct them.
I
Yeah.
know.
But as they say, CPC has money for projects like that, so.
Well, they're a 180-foot dock, and this is poles and hardware, and they built the frames themselves with some kind of composite deck. It was, she said, between 7 and 10 grand for 180 feet. And that's way
It's pretty
higher.
cheap.
That's what I thought. It's pretty
Well,
cheap.
they were supplying all the labor
Yep.
themselves though, right?
Yep.
Yeah, so that was materials. Well,
And materials have probably gone up now.
Exactly.
But
I know,
Well,
they've apparently come
If
back
it's
down
not
again.
wood, you should be okay.
But we did put like 40,000 into.
Oh, that went up too?
Because they were.
I know it's not
They
cheap.
did
but-
40 grand.
They could for a 3-year.
Yeah, for their supply.
Yeah. So, yeah, so this would be something that would be
Any of you
a great response to.
on
2 to
There
3
you
years.
go. Take one for the team.
We'll see.
So Joanne, I have to ask you about so what's going on with the tree?
The tree,
Oh my goodness.
It's actually trees, as I look at it more, there's
Yeah.
at least a good 3 trees that need to come down now. It's actually not one. The one's
Okay.
already touching the ground now.
and is that because it's wound around with bittersweet? That's what it looks like from the.
Yeah, and I think it's like poplar, so it's like kind of soft.
Yeah.
It just kind of gets yanked
Yeah.
down.
Insurance or anything
I
else.
just have to put it back on the list. It fell off the list and
Why
never.
don't we adjourn
yeah.
and then?
I assume DPW needs to come, right? Just
Motion to
Sorry,
adjourn.
It's in the
Yeah.
CR, lots,
Yeah.
on the other side of the turtle fence.
Seconded.
Ooh, leaping right in there.
Yeah.
Well, if he's not gonna pay
Motion
attention.
moved by George Biggin, seconded by Jeremiah. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?